This Weekend Gaming! Welcome in everybody and hope you're having a great day. We just played a little bit of Cyber League. Let me get my main camera going. Check this out. Whenever it wants to turn on. Alright. Let's switch to green screen mode. Can we? I should have done this before we started. My bad. There we are. All right. Hope you guys are ready. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. There we go. Can we focus? There we are. I think we can turn down the chroma key a little bit. There we go. That's better. All right, it is March 2nd, 2026, and we are so ready. We're so ready to get into this. First, let's start off with some wins and fails. We have Blood Bailed, Miserable Mates, Rogue Robots, Desirable Dead, and Publisher Problems. Let's talk about our first fail, going to Bloodborne Remake being dead. Oh no, one thing fans wanted more than anything was a Bloodborne remake, and now the shuttered Blue Point Games was the top contender to do so. I said that backwards, but it turns out they had actually requested to do so with Sony's approval. However, FromSoft refused to let them. So there was going to be a remake done by Donjio. Stefan Hate Watcher talk about Bloodborne. Welcome in, Donjio. I seem to remember you were also a Hate Watcher, but you know, it's neither here nor there. This means there is a universe where Bluepoint remade the game. The original creator likely wants to only work on the game themselves and does not want a remake stepping on the toes of the Duskbloods. So there's a bit of a conflict here because the Duskbloods kind of has a Bloodborne vibe to it, and a lot of people are speculating that it might be because of that reason that they don't want a Bloodborne remake being made around the same time as the Duskbloods. Number one supporter, what do you mean? Here's a quote from Shohei Yoshida. I think that's how you say his name. He's the ex-Sony president. He says, Miyazaki-san really loved Bloodborne, so I think he is interested, but he's so successful and so busy, so he doesn't want... he can't do himself. I don't, maybe this is a bad translation, but he does not want anyone else to touch it. So it seems like this is kind of his baby, the guy who makes the Soulsborne games, and he doesn't want anyone else touching it, but he's also too busy to work on it himself. So it's kind of an awkward place for Bloodborne to be. And it's also a big reason why Bluepoint shut down. Had Bluepoint been working on a Bloodborne remake, they would likely still be in operation today. So that's kind of a bummer, I guess. I guess you could say. Anyways, moving on from the fact that we're never getting a Bloodborne remake, we go to a win, and that's Smiling Friends Ends. And this is kind of a bittersweet win, unfortunately. Smiling Friends is ending after its third season. 2 additional episodes will air April 12th, and then the show will be over. The creators have cited burnout as their reason for stepping away, but also left the door open for potentially returning in the future. Adult Swim has also made a statement saying that they were proud of the creators and willing to work with them again in the future. And then here's a quote from Michael Cusack, one of the co-creators of the show. He says, to be perfectly honest, after we finished the season, after we finished season 3, Zach and I were just both had the same feeling where we felt pretty burnt out after putting years and years into this, but also pretty accomplished. We just came to this feeling where we're just like, I think that we could be, oh my gosh, my reading comprehension's negative today. I need some coffee. I think that could just be it after season 3. We both felt like it was right. This is a win because it's interesting to see someone step away from a really successful project for their own health reasons. And I'm not sure if there's any drama behind the scenes. It seems like there's not. It just seems like they're a little bit burnt out after it. They put so much of themselves into the show. And I'm sure that the pressure is pretty high. So they're taking a step away from it. I hope that they return at some point. It'd be really cool if they did a Smiling Friends season 4. but they were set to do 5 seasons. They were signed off by Adult Swim to do 5 seasons, and I'm sure that they just got so exhausted at a certain point, and they really did put everything that they had into it. Like, the animation has gotten noticeably better with all like the rotoscoping memes and stuff. Like, one of my favorite scenes is from the recent season of Smiling Friends. Hold up. Here it is. This is the best scene from Smiling Friends.
I want to play Super Monkey Ball with my balls. That's really disgusting, man. But Pim, bro, I still fuck with you. You. Come on, bring it in, brother.
That's nice.
They've really put in a lot of effort to make the animation better, and I like it. Good for that. I hope that they do something cool with all the success that oh my gosh, that they've gotten, and hopefully we see some more from them. I don't know if they'll do Smiling Friends again, but it'd be cool if they did another show, because I really like their creative style, and I think that we could I don't know, I think that they could make something really cool. Anyways, moving on to our next fail. The US government wants Skynet. Trump's latest schizo posting has been in regards to the Pentagon's attempt to force AI company Anthropic to allow them to use Claude AI for mass surveillance and automated kill drones. He has threatened to blacklist them from doing business in America, similar to what they did with Huawei, effectively destroying them should they not give in to the demands. And Donald Trump, I every time I see Donald Trump posting, I'm like, dude, this is like my uncle. This is like shit my uncle posts, like when he's like schizo rambling about Israel or something. It's just it's all caps too. The United States of America will never allow radical left woke company. Will allow a radical left woke company to dictate how our great military fights and wins wars. That decision belongs to your commander-in-chief and the tremendous leaders I appoint to run our military. That alone is a terrifying statement to come from the president. What the fuck? That decision belongs to your commander-in-chief. So basically, this all comes because Anthropic has laid down 2 ground rules. They say, number 1, you cannot use our product to make a mass surveillance system that will spy on Americans. Number 2, you cannot use our product to make automated kill drones that do not use a human to murder someone. Those are the 2 rules. So he's making this schizo post in regards to those rules. Keep that in mind. The left-wing nutjobs at Anthropic has made a disastrous mistake trying to strong-arm the Department of War and force them to obey their terms of service instead of our Constitution. Where does it say in the Constitution that the government is allowed to make a mass surveillance system and kill robots? I don't remember that in the Constitution. I don't know. Maybe that's like the 27th Amendment. I don't remember. Their selfishness is putting American lives at risk, our troops in danger, and our national security in jeopardy. 9. And now we know where the military leaders went after World War II. Therefore, I'm directing every federal agency in the United States government to immediately cease all use of Anthropic's technology. We don't need it, we don't want it, and we do not do business with them again. There will be a 6-month phase-out period for agencies like Department of War who are using Anthropic's products at various levels. Anthropic better get their act together and be helpful during this phase-out period, or I will use the full power of the presidency to make them comply with major civil and criminal consequences to follow. That's terrifying. The whole Department of War thing sent me back to lobbying for Obama. Dude, I don't even know why he's like, you know what sounds better than the Department of Defense? The Department of War. What? What are we doing here? Are we so for real? So yeah, moving on. Is Obama rerunning? I don't think so. I don't think he can. He's already served 2 terms. So yeah, this schizo post just like sent me. I couldn't believe what I was reading. It's sometimes I'm just really shocked that this is the guy leading the largest military in the world. I don't know how we got here. Only if we can make him king. Okay, we don't need a king. we don't need a king. Come on. Anyways, moving on to a win. Resident Evil Requiem's launch. Resident Evil Requiem is shaping up to be the best performing title in the series by Steam player count. Resident Evil 7, 8, and the 4 remake didn't even come close to the 344,000 peak this entry had. This is an incredible achievement for the series, and even physical copies have sold out in stores. There are many stores where you cannot buy a physical copy because they're just gone. Everyone's bought them all. It's just doing numbers. It's doing fantastic, and it looks like it's been really fun. I haven't played it, but it looks like it's doing really well.
Rough.
All right. All right. That's pretty rough. Anyways, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this because I haven't really played the game, but it looks fun. Looks like something I'd enjoy. Anyways, moving on. Nacon is insolvent. I hope I'm saying that. Nacon is insolvent. French publisher Nacon is filing for insolvency after investor money from Big Ben Interactive fell through. The company has been active since 1981 and has published games such as Styx, Greedfall, Hell Is Us, and RoboCop Rogue City. This is not a bankruptcy filing, as insolvency can be used to pause debt payments and protect employee jobs for a period of up to 18 months. If court declines this filing, bankruptcy could be the next option. Is there a dog just fucking getting beaten with a stick out there? What the... Anyways, either way, things are dire for the publisher. Do you talk about the... Can you shut the fuck up, Kezi? Can you stop spoiling things that are about to happen? Rough. Okay, get out of here. So yeah, this is kind of a bummer because I thought RoboCop was a really good game. But it's also interesting because I didn't know this company has been active since 1981. And to be honest, their portfolio isn't that amazing. Styx, Greedfall, Hell Is Us, RoboCop. I know there's a new Greedfall coming out, but I never really played the series. I never played Styx either. It's kind of crazy that they have 40 years of game development and publishing, and that's all they have. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's possible that they can make it through this, but it's looking rough for the company. Anyways, I think that's all we have for wins and fails. Let's go on to our main portion of the... Oh, switch cameras. To our main portion of the stream, which is... our first story is going to be the Assassin's Creed Hex leak. Aimed for a 2027 release, newest entry in the series, Assassin's Creed Hex, has been leaked. It is rumored to be taking place in... Alright. Alright, I'm turning that off. Sorry, we can't be doing this right now. Alright, you guys lost your privileges. Aimed for a 2027 release, newest entry in the series, Assassin's Creed Hex, has been leaked. It is rumored to be taking place in late-stage European Roman Empire. It will be based around witch hunts with an especially acrobatic protagonist. They've hired a someone to do mocap. That's like what do you call that? Like, not an acrobatic. What the fuck do you call those people? A contortionist. They have like a contortionist doing the mocap for this character. How this game is going to turn out is anyone's guess, with creative director Clint Hawking recently leaving alongside many other talented Assassin's Creed developers. I mean, most famously, there was the fallout with the president who dipped out, or not dipped out. He was essentially kicked out. And then Clint Hawking, the creative director, just left. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Shadows did really well, but everybody working on Shadows is probably gone now, so we'll see how this goes. Ubisoft is in absolute turmoil, so if they could put out even a game at all, it would be impressive at this point. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, let's mute this. Oh, I just realized you can see. So yeah, they did plan on bringing Ezio back, but the timeline doesn't match up. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like Pikachu. I'll keep it real, I don't even like Pikachu. Little rat bastard. Imagine if Pokemon games actually had graphics like this. What the hell is this? What the fuck? Right? My parents on summer vacation? I already want a refund. You haven't seen the game yet. Here's the game. What do you think the odds are that they have voice acting in this one is? I would say 0%. Dude, they don't even have Pikachu sounds. They still have the fucking original, like, Game Boy sounds. Did you hear that? Negative 100%. Yeah, they're literally using the original Pokemon sounds. I hope this one is more Sword and Shield than Arceus or ZA. I liked Arceus, actually. I think Arceus was really good. Arceus just needed more to it. We got Grout! We got Pombon! And we got Gekwa. Gekwa. I didn't like the zone capping forcing farming. Oh, I see, yeah. Goofy ass 8-bit sounds. Yeah, they literally are using the 8-bit sounds. You know, to be fair, it is really impressive that they made this game on a budget of $12 though. That is pretty cool. I don't know if I could make a full Pokemon game on you know, $12 and a Twinkie. So good on them. For real, this looks quite good for a Pokemon game. I like how that's the baseline for a Pokemon game. So could be worse. It could look like Scarlet and Violet. That's true. But they also, this is on the Switch too, so they have a lot more resources to work with. Scarlet, keep in mind, Scarlet and Violet came out on the same console that Breath of the Wild came out like 3 years prior. So, moving on. We have Pokemon Winds and Waves. We got our first look at the next Gen 10 entry. The newest entry in the Pokemon series has been announced as part of the 30th anniversary celebration. Gen 10 is coming sometime in 2027, and it takes place on a tropical island setting. The 3 starters are Grass type Brout, the Fire type Pombon, and the Water type Gekwa. I actually kind of like that name, Gekwa. It's like gecko, but aqua. Gekwa. It's kind of creative. They're always pretty creative with the naming systems, especially considering this is a Japanese game, so they have like, they must have like one guy coming up with the names in English. And my understanding is that there's similar like double meanings and stuff in like all the other language versions. People saying the Grass type will evolve into a sumo style Pokemon. That honestly, I could see it. Yeah. I'm wondering if if Pombon will look sort of like Incineroar. It just turns into a jacked fucking bipedal monster. Gekwa kind of gives me a what's the ninja water type? It gives me that guy too with the shurikens and shit. Kind of a remake of him. For real, these are probably the best starters in gens. Yeah, honestly, these starters aren't bad. I mean, you can't go wrong with a cool gecko, even though they've already done that. You can't go wrong with a literal puppy. And then, I don't know, I've never really liked grass types in general, so I guess we'll see. I think the only grass starter I've genuinely liked is like Turtwig and and Bulbasaur, and both of them are kind of the same. I would say they're both really similar characters. But I guess we'll see how this game goes. It's only coming to Switch 2, so it's not coming to the original Switch. Probably because it couldn't run on the original Switch. Knowing Pokemon, they're not very good at optimizing for the console. Grookey was a good grass type. I don't remember that. That might have been around the time I dropped off from the series. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I think Pokemon is like, I don't know, like I haven't really been very interested in Pokemon. The games haven't really been fun. I mean, you could play Pal World and like that's more fun. And like you can't collect the trading cards. They're not available in any stores around me. There's just like, I don't know, it's very limited. And it's hard to be into Pokemon nowadays. So speaking about the cards, let's talk about how they print money. Pokemon TCG is also getting a big drop for the 30th anniversary. Sometime this year, old cards will be reprinted for the event, and it will likely be incredibly difficult to obtain. Regardless of what happens, Nintendo is about to print a ridiculous amount of money using nothing but cardboard. Nintendo has such a gold mine here. They literally turn cardboard into like cash. But let's take a look. The monkey with the stick. What's Glorok? That must be like another language. So they're reprinting some of the original cards. It looks like they're not just doing like the base set. They're doing some newer things too. That's a cool card. I like that. Also, I'm a big Genesect fan, so that'd be cool to get. If I can get it. Assuming that any of these are going to be available. I would be lucky to even see a pack. Now these are going to be the chase cards, obviously. They look crazy. Look at that art. Coming in 2026. It's interesting that they don't have releasing simultaneously worldwide in 2026. They don't have a release date, so I have no idea when these are coming. It's very strange that they haven't released a date. It's probably because they're trying to avoid scalpers. They're trying to like drop it randomly, but I think that might be a worse strategy. So I guess we'll see. I predict that no fans of Pokemon are going to get their hands on this. They're immediately going to fall into scalpers' hands. It's rough. It's like Pokemon has never been harder to get in the history of the card game, and now they're gonna do a big 30th anniversary drop. Like it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna see a single card from this set in your life unless you pay an extremely high premium. Anyways, moving on, if we can, to the new Arc Raiders update. Ark's newest update, Shrouded Sky, has dropped and introduced 2 new enemies, a map condition, Raider deck, and some controversial weapon nerfs. Yay, we always love when guns we used to like get fucked. So, this update has not appeared to have any effect on the player count. While still appears to be healthy, it is concerning that no more players have been drawn in. And here you can see the player count right here. If anything, it's kind of dipped a little bit. Here, let's go into a better view. So you can kind of see this is when it released. It actually dipped after the release and kind of went back to where it was. So honestly, kind of bad. I mean, 230,000 people playing your game is fantastic, but it is concerning that the player count isn't like usually when there's like a big update like this, it spikes. But I'm seeing kind of a trajectory for the past month where they're losing some players. I think the main thing that they've added, which is kind of cool, are the 2 new Arc enemies. They have like they have a flying one that shoots flames at people. That's kind of crazy. They also did weapon balancing for the Stitcher, Kettle, Venator, Jupiter, and Aphelion. My understanding is that the Stitcher, Kettle, and Venator have all been nerfed to the point where like they're really bad now. The Venator, I guess, kind of needed a nerf, but now like people are complaining, saying that the Tauro's too powerful, so that might get nerfed next. They've also prevented NVIDIA freestyle filters to remove a visual advantage. That was something that Peanut used a lot. I've seen him use it. It's like it's a thing you can toggle and it makes the rooms less dark. Oh, they removed PvP feats, updated a few existing feats, and added a few new ones. That's interesting, actually, because I always, like, as a non-PvP player, I'm always annoyed when I have a feat that's like kill 4 raiders. I'm like, I don't want to. Ziplines can no longer be placed on carryable objects. Oh, that was an exploit that a lot of people were using. Oh, they also removed the exploit for putting deadlines on remote flares, where you place a remote flare, you pop it, and then you put the deadline on, and then you could shoot the deadline like a catapult at people. It was kind of broken. Then it also adds a hurricane map condition, which is like, whatever. And then there's a new raider deck that's kind of cool. It's free skins, I guess. But yeah, not really anything else was really added. The main thing that was added were the 2 new arc enemies. So I can see why like a lot of people weren't like super excited to clamor back into this game. Anyways, let's move on to our next story. Going back to the Discord age verification, which has been delayed. Instead of launching yesterday, Discord has decided to delay the rollout due to the backlash. They will now do it in the second half of 2026. So they're still doing it. They're just, I don't know, waiting longer, hoping that the backlash will die down by then. One change they're planning to make is to work with third-party devices that have on-device verification that wouldn't require users to go through Discord. I'm assuming that would be like, if they didn't really go into this deeper, but I'm assuming that would be like if you have an iPhone, if the iPhone can verify you through Apple, maybe. Or like maybe if you have a Samsung, it'll go through Google. Maybe you can verify through your Apple or Google accounts is what I'm assuming that means. I guess we'll see. It's still not great, but I don't know. One issue that users have brought up is potential cybersecurity risks, pointing to a previous data leak from a Discord hack. So Discord did recently get hacked. They lost a lot of data, and people were like, hey, I don't want you having my government ID on file when you can't even keep my password safe. So I think that's a very valid criticism, and I'm a little bit worried about this too. Like, I really don't want to be age verified by Discord. Like, obviously I'm 28 years old. I don't need to be verified. You don't need to, check my age. And I'm hoping they say that most people wouldn't be needed to be verified. It's only people who change their accounts to allow them to access like 18 and up Discords. But like, that's something that I could see myself changing, right? Like, there might be a time that I'm not in any Discords that are like that, but I don't know, like, there are a lot of times, like, the first thing that I do on YouTube, for example, is change it so I can watch 18 and up content, right? Because it's not like, obviously there's not porn on YouTube, but like, if I want to watch a video about like some lol cow who's like threatening to kill himself or something, I can't do that unless I'm verified on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't really like this new age internet where you have to be identified in every single aspect, in every single application you go onto. If you trade crypto, you oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Is someone... Yeah, bless me, thank you. Is someone cranking some pepper near me? What the hell? Anyways, as I was saying, I don't like that, if you want to trade crypto, you gotta be identified. If you want to comment on a post, you gotta be identified. If you want to watch a certain type of video, you gotta be identified. Like, I don't like this new push for identification. I understand that there's a problem with children getting onto sites that they shouldn't be, talking to adults that they shouldn't be talking to. But why is the problem on me now to identify myself as not being one of those children? Why aren't people being fucking parents? That's my main concern is you can turn the internet into the softest, most bubble wrap version of it that you possibly can. But that doesn't change the fact that people are not being parents. This is not a fucking daycare. So let's stop acting like it is. Anyways, moving on to the Marathon Server Slam. Bungie has invited gamers to play Marathon early in their Server Slam. 143,000 players have joined, and the impressions are mixed. The game is being regarded much better than the original alpha. However, one common complaint is the UI. Oh my goodness. I think I lost my voice just from all the sneezing. A positive addition is local voice chat, something I can't use right now because my voice is dying. It is unclear yet whether or not the game will capture extraction shooter genre players, a notoriously niche genre. Yippee, Marathon! I know, Kieran, you really like Marathon. Do you wanna jump into voice? Oh, you're already in voice chat. Kieran, quick interview. What do you think about?
Oh shit!
Marathon.
Double audio.
Didn't try it, don't.
All right, you're getting.
I
muted,
really
though.
like it. I think from listening to non-developers play it, they seem to misunderstand the difference between UI and UX to the point where they complain about it being difficult to understand where stuff is, and then they blame the UI for that, but the actual UI design is brilliant. It's the UX that lets that down.
All right, but what about compared to Arc Raiders? Because I think Arc Raiders has a great UI and UX.
I agree. Yeah, Arc Raiders has better UX, but UI-wise, I think Marathon has better UI.
I've heard people complain
but
about
then-
the Arc Raiders menus as well, because it takes a long time to get set up between
Yeah.
raids.
That's just
And-
extraction shooters, though.
But I think that if it's any worse than Arc Raiders, it's kind of a negative, because I've already heard people complain about Arc Raiders. The thing
Yeah,
I've been
but then
seeing the
people are
most,
always going to complain.
I guess it's hard to tell what kind of items you have. Like, is it a sellable? Is it a medic item? They're all kind of like the
Yeah.
same squares. You have to like hover over them.
The thing with that is that only really matters when you're in a match, because once you get out, anything that can be sold gets sold instantly.
Oh, okay.
And everything that's left is either consumable, weapon, ammo, or an item for a mission, and it tells you quite clearly. They've all got icons on. People are just a bit simple.
All right. Well, sounds good. I'm sure. So I'm sure that a lot of people could get used to it with time. I think the problem
yeah.
is getting the casual audience involved. And the reality is most games now rely on these casual audiences. So I guess we'll see. I think it's something they could fix, but I feel like they need to probably listen to some of the criticisms, which it seems like they did with the alpha. They changed a lot since the alpha.
They really listen to the audience, which I think is key to them making the game to what it could be.
Cool. All right, getting back to it. Anyways, so as you can hear, Kieran fucking hates the game. He thinks it's terrible. He thinks that they should just give up and start working on Destiny again. So that's a shame. Who the fuck was that guy? Anyways, here's the player count. It did all right. 143,000 players is pretty good for a big launch like this. I mean, it's not a launch, but it's like a server test. To be fair, this is also for free, so like anybody who wanted to play could play. So this is going to be like, I think, a $40 game. So we'll see how much this 143,000 player count transfers. Out of curiosity, how much did the Arc Raiders test get? Do they have that data? Oh, here it is, the playtest. Oh, that doesn't bode well for them. The playtest for Arc Raiders had 189,000 people play it. I don't know, man. It's already kind of lower than Arc Raiders. You left me muted. I didn't mute. I didn't mute you. I said I was gonna mute you as a joke, but I didn't. Oh, thank you. I didn't mute you. Anyways, moving on. Sony to stop publishing on PC. Sony is rumored to be changing their stance on their release strategy. I can't talk anymore. Well, then maybe you should figure out what you're doing with your life. I didn't touch you at all. They will start releasing less first-party PlayStation games on PC going forward. Live service games may still make it to PC, but single-player games will likely not. Sony does not appear to be to see a financial incentive in continuing to release games for PC. I, for one, say fuck them. You know, if they don't think that there's any value on releasing on Steam or any other PC platforms, then you know, let them think that. I'm sure that they're actually going to lose a lot of revenue with this strategy. I think this is really dumb. I'm pretty sure I saw news that they were doing really well with their PC releases, making a lot of extra money. Same with Xbox. It seems like a no-brainer to release on PC, especially when you make games using PC platforms. Like, this idea that, oh, we have to like spend a lot of money converting it to work on PC is just not really true. Anyways, I thought that was kind of a fail. That should have honestly been a fail for today, but we just did it as a story. Moving on to the next one, we have Netflix ends Warner Brothers deal. Netflix is dropping out of their Warner deal after Paramount increased their bid and promised to pay Netflix $2.8 billion for a termination fee. Paramount's $110 billion is more than Netflix is willing to pay, and seems to be old media's last line of defense against the giant that has eclipsed them all. Netflix, I think, offered like $80 billion, and Paramount's like, how about $110 billion? Netflix is a cash flow positive company, while the same cannot be said about traditional media. This last act of financial showboating is like air escaping a dead whale. I think the traditional media like Paramount, like NBC, Disney, all these companies are terrified of Netflix. I mean, Netflix is bigger. I don't know if people have realized this. Netflix is bigger than Disney. Like, Netflix on a bad day in the stock market loses equivalent of one Disney. It's ridiculous. Netflix has gotten so much bigger, and Netflix saw like how much Paramount was willing to pay. They're just like, it's not worth it, you know. Anyways, moving on. That's all we have for today. Let's talk about our community time. Our Netflix is bigger than your forehead. Well, that was just mean. Oh, you're mean. Today's tip is to learn how to implement. It is important to have a sound idea, but the really important thing is the implementation, by Wilbur Ross. Honestly, implementation is everything. When you know how to implement things, you also know how to create things. And what I mean by that is, when you have an issue for, say, in game development, where like you want to create, like what I did recently, you want to create safe zones in cities where you can't just accidentally hit people and become enemies to that city and like fuck up your run. You have to think about solutions for that. My first solution was a box collider that enables a safe zone. And then, you know, how do you do that? So you have to know the code. You have to understand how the code will be implemented. There were two main ideas that I had. One of them was to use the system I already have to put a status effect on the character, but then I realized the status effect couldn't communicate to the script that I wrote, so I just rebuilt the UI, or not rebuilt, but I added an element to the UI that was unique to this feature, and implemented it that way. And, you know, things like that are really important, because when you don't know how to implement, you don't know how to make a game. You just, like, you have to understand how to take a system that you've already built and add on to it. And it's also important to think about the implementation in the future. Like, when you have a system that you're working on, am I gonna need to add, you know, NPCs that interact with the system? Am I gonna need to add DLC? Am I gonna need to add new zones to this map that I've made? You know, you have to think about things like that. Because if you build things too rigid, you won't be able to implement more. And if you try, it might be really difficult. It might take a lot more time to rewrite things. You might even have to, worst case scenario, remake entire systems. And that's the worst thing that you want. Implementation is a pain in the ass. Yeah, it really is. But it's also one of the most important skills in game development. So yeah. Especially like with what you're doing, implementing new features in a multiplayer game is really difficult because you have all these different, all these extra like levels of systems overlaid on it. Like if you want to add physics objects into your map, it's not as simple as just dropping in a rigid body on a object and just placing them around the map. For you have to like implement that into your multiplayer system so it's seamless across all different players. Makes me want to blow my brains out. So yeah, implementation's important, and implementation gets easier if you build a system that can be worked on and built upon easier. Like if you think about things in the future. So it's really important to map things out. You know, like, oh, I know I'm gonna be building like a destruction system in my multiplayer game, so I need to make sure that there's some sort of like variable on every single implementation's what's fun about coding. I like it too. I think it is a very good feeling to have a system and to add on to it. It's really cool. Like that's why I was like really excited when I added the peace zone thing. I thought that was really sick. I like when I add like the housing system, like implementing new features into a system that already exists and it works seamlessly. Like the housing system it works seamlessly with the currency system that I already have, and like it works seamlessly with the crafting system. You can repair houses with crafting items and stuff. It's really cool. It's a very very good feeling when you implement something. I still hate code. I like more visual side, and that's fair. Not everyone's going to be the best at everything. The problem with being a solo developer is you're kind of forced to be good at all things. And you might not be the best at coding. You might not be the best at 3D modeling. You might not be the best at making music or dialogue or writing. No developer ever will be. I'm particularly not good at 3D modeling. It's just not, it's something I can do, but I can't really do like humanoids. I can't really do like photorealistic, models, but I'm really good at writing. I'm really good at creating a narrative, creating a universe. I'm okay at coding. I have skills that kind of make up for it. Then you don't have that problem. Except if you have a dev group like we have, and that's true. Like it's always good to make friends. It's a great feeling when you have somebody who you can ask questions to. Like Stefan's been really helpful for like Twitch integration questions that I have. Like I'm really good at Twitch integration. Stefan's amazing at Twitch integration. Can you stop? Get out of here. Get. My cat's like eating my green screen right now. Anyways, let's go on to our community highlights. The first one goes to Clarent with his new Cyber League progress. He said, spent the day getting game mode finished, so now free-for-all is all done and live on Steam. Then I moved on to changing the player from Bean to the good old Cinti character. But I did not want to mess with the animation, so I got IK to work. My goal is to get full IK player with procedural animation, but it might take a while. So this was really cool to see. We actually played it before the gaming news. That was really fun. He has made a lot of progress on it. It's pretty cool. And then we have Mo launches indieclub.dev. He did a soft launch. I made so much progress over the last 2 days that I'm done with my now that I'm done with my uni exams, that I can finally soft launch my project indieclub.dev. A news/blog website for indie games and indie software. With the rise of indie games and many people want to play them, but it's hard to get on Steam shop page and fight against the large studios. To give these gems a better chance, I created this project. And this is honestly really cool. Honestly, this just shows what Mo's capable of when he's not in uni. He's so bogged down with his university work that like he made this in a couple days. That's crazy. So he's got some he's got some articles that he posts, and oh, that's cool. You can like wishlist the game on Steam and stuff. When are you gonna write one about Infinium? That's the question. This is interesting. Where do you find these games? Oh, that's cute. It's based on actual cats. Cute. Are you a cat guy, Mo? I'm starting to catch on to you. Sledding. Hang out with friends in the snow. Sledding demo. That's adorable. What? Look at these little guys. Oh, look at these little guys. Are they little froggies? Aw. There's not much I can find out about the developer, but from the information I found, it's his first ever video game. Art feels pretty polished, and we wish him all the support he needs to succeed. Infinium deserves a large post. Ooh, well you have the creator right here if you ever have questions. I have a lot of insight about the game. There are a lot of things that probably wouldn't be obvious, just like looking at the trailers or playing the demos, about the direction that I want to go with it. Anyways, that's all we have for this week. I don't think we didn't miss anybody, did we? Nothing in the share your work from anybody else. I don't think Kezi posted anything. Stefan posted something. I don't know if we talked about this before. Stefan's been doing really well. He's got this chat element that he's been working on the side. That's really cool. And he's got this insane like model that he's built. It's so good. Now Stefan is a much more rounded developer, I would say. Stefan's good at everything. He's good at shaders. He's good at 3D modeling. He's good at coding. He's good at networking. Like, Stefan is ridiculous. You can update the demo, so I have new content to write about. I don't know if we're gonna update the demo. I think we'll just go straight into the release. We might update the demo after. He needs to shill the fuck out. Anyways, everybody say goodbye to YouTube. This is the end of the VOD. It looks like we streamed, or it's gonna be a 47-minute VOD. Easy peasy. Let's go. I'm just waiting for the F YouTubes. Just waiting for them to come in. Just waiting for them. Just waiting. Wow, are you guys on a delay? There it is. Fuck YouTube. Bye YouTube. Bye YouTube. Sub to me and Zen. Let's go. Fuck, I hate my delay.